And welcome back to ABC Sports. And you're going to see Zach Weiss. Now joined by our third guest of the day, saving the best for last. Jimmy Taylor with the Point Park men's basketball team.
You're going to get me in trouble.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not.
Jimmy, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me again.
Oh, thanks for coming on. I guess second time in what, 3 weeks we said, so pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
And the Zach rap promotion, that was Drake, started from the bottom. I can say that rap name, that Miko Montana, I don't know. What, do you know which one it is?
No, I don't.
It's a good song, that's all I'm going to say. We'll just start with, simply put, how pumped are you for Saturday?
You know, it's funny you said it, because me and Babs were in the caf just talking about it. And we just, every time we were talking about it, we were super excited, saying we can't wait till I go up there Saturday and hopefully have a 3-4 day weekend up there.
So, just, you've beaten Cincinnati Christian the 2 times you've met them already this year. They were the last KIAC team you ended up playing, because you played them both times later in the season. So just what's the confidence level going in, knowing that the first 2 times you played them you got 2 wins?
You know, we do have a lot of confidence going into this game, but we were also saying, though, it is tough to beat a team 3 times in a row, so we know that we can't be lazy or lackadaisical. We have to come out and play good at the 3rd time, especially it's at their place again, so we can't mess around. We got to come out hot like we did last time.
Does it help you that you're so familiar with them and that you've beaten them twice already?
I think it does. I think at this point you're not going to see any surprises with them or with us. We know what each player can do, just whoever executes more and plays better.
Is it kind of strange that the last game you played of the regular season, you played them, and now the first game of playoffs you played them, so you played them twice, and you know, obviously you were trying to get a home game the last time you played them, but now it's a different scenario with it being the playoffs now.
Yeah, it is kind of coincidental that we played them again, and by chance too, because we could have had a home game. We didn't know how it was going to go. And the other thing is, I mean, like I said, it's the same team we just seen, so it's going to be a good game again.
How motivating is it for you, considering obviously any single game has the potential to be your last game? You and a lot of the others you mentioned, Babs in the cafe is one of them as well.
Well, we were saying too, the other thing, saying we're playing Cincy Christian now, its playoffs is one and done, and our careers are over. So it's a little added motivation. So me, Babs, T, Blair, Ace, all of us know that this could be our last game if we don't play good.
Played pretty well on the road this season, so is that something you're comfortable with? Even though you wanted to get the home game, you have to go on the road.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind. We kind of take a road warrior attitude, and I think we do band together pretty well on the road. And this could be a long trip, hopefully. So hopefully we play well on the road again.
The last time you were on, we were discussing the issue that was the extended break, and you guys conquered that demon, especially with a man down in Robbie and injury bug with Babs. Just how far has the team come since then, really starting to gel together?
You know, I think we're really starting to come into stride, and hopefully we are now that the playoffs are here. And I mean, there's still a little injuries here and there, like Noska didn't practice today because of his ankle. So we just need to get everyone on board, and hopefully we can make a run for it. But I think our chemistry and everything is coming along well right now.
Are those kind of, like you said, you know, Noska with the ankle, just the dings and scrapes, just part of this time of the season?
Yeah, I don't know any player or team who doesn't have one like that at this point. And if it was a game, I'm sure he would go, but we just don't want to risk it right now. It's just practice. It was the first day coming back into it, so ease him into it slowly.
What's that key for you to get that W on Saturday?
I think the key for us is to make the game fast. Like when we just played him, it was in the 80s. And we'd even like it higher than that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we try and speed it up and try and get it 90s and the 100s just to see if they can keep pace with that.
I believe the first time you played Cincinnati, Gabe McNeil had a really good game, and then I know in the last game TJ had a great game also, and Babs played well in both the games against Cincinnati. Do you think that there's a certain matchup for maybe a certain player that you like going against Cincinnati?
You know, I like all of our matchups, and one thing we were trying to focus on is trying to get Babs the ball early and try and get their big guy in foul trouble, because their big guy is a pretty good player. He's only a freshman, but he's a good player. So we were trying to get a couple fouls on him and their like point guard and see if we could get some of them in foul trouble. But we really didn't. So then we just went back to our regular offense.
A lot of criticism often comes just from a lot of people that, yes, you guys are great at offense, you guys are scoring, but just defense wins championships. It's not the most preached necessarily in your plan, but just what do you say to those guys that say, oh, those guys play no defense at all?
You know, it's not that we're not like a lockdown team like some teams, but it's deceiving because we have so many possessions, because we always are run and gun, and we have so many possessions, so it looks like our D's not as good because we're giving up more points because there's more possessions in a game. But in the playoffs, some teams are probably going to try and slow it down, and it's going to be a half-court game, so we're going to have to focus on defense and being efficient on offense here.
Seeing as how you, like Zach mentioned, are an offensive team, if teams do try to slow it down, then what's the strategy going to be to beat that and speed the game up like you want to?
I think in an instant like that, we're going to have to be efficient on offense and be willing to grind. But the other thing is, I think we're going to have to press up a little bit to try and speed them up and make them shoot quick, get a little press going on them, and just see if we can cause some chaos for them.
Do you, I know it's kind of, how much excitement is there? I mean, you guys unfortunately fell first round last year. Just to get over that hump and just keep going and keep pressing and get into Indiana.
Yeah, last year was disappointing because we went up to Wilberforce and lost first round. And this year, I like our chances. We didn't really care where we went. We were just happy to be in the playoffs and go wherever. I mean, we wanted a home game, but we didn't get it, so we're going to have to go there and try and win. And I think it's a good matchup for us. I know we beat them twice. Like I said, though, the third time is going to be hard. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, but we just got to come out and play good.
I remember last year when you played Wilberforce, the game kind of took a bad turn early. You just never seemed to be able to catch up with Wilberforce, and they kind of started pulling away. Is it important to you to, you know, maybe not do that to the other team, but maybe kind of, you know, get revenge on some of those demons from last year, as Zach said, and at least keep it a close game, if nothing else?
Yeah, I do think for like the kids that are back, like Babs and some of them that haven't been with us last year, but the ones that are back, it is a sour taste in our mouth still that we got eliminated first round like that, and it wasn't really a close game. I mean, we didn't play good at all. So it is in the back of our minds, the kids that are coming back, just to try and get over the hump this year.
And what message did that send you going into the season and even now?
I would say it was extra motivation, especially for us seniors too, that this could be our last ride, so we would try and like to go out as far as we can, hopefully get to a national tournament.
For some of the new people, Babs, Gabe, even the freshmen, you know, Matt, is that something you've talked to them about, or maybe someone else on the team that, you know, you went out in the first round last year and that's not going to be acceptable this year?
Yeah, I mean, we were telling them we got to hold ourselves to a higher standard here this year because that was just unacceptable. Our season was over that early, and the conference is totally different. Last year didn't even have as many teams. This year we have like 9 teams. Last year we only had like 6, I think. So we were saying it looks even worse that we were lost last year first round. We couldn't even make it to the semis, championship, Damon or anyone.
Here at A to Z Sports, we're about interaction, and we got a question from a good buddy of ours, Billy Ketchrow, and he asked, do you guys think that you guys have the well, I twisted a little bit, but do you guys think that you have the tools to get to nationals?
You know what? That's funny. We were talking about that today. I really do think we do, because out of all the teams in the conference, we've won against all of them except IU East and Southeast. And we gave them good runs, so we just think that in those games it was just a couple mistakes here and there. So I really do think we have a good chance to get there. We just have to play a complete game and not like a half or 30 minutes. We just have to play a complete game.
How special would it be, especially with you going, you know, in your senior season, how special would it be to get to the national tournament?
I would love it. It would be nice to go out like that, because then you know, like, you accomplished something. We would have won a conference championship to get to it, a conference tournament, so because that's the way we'll qualify. And it would be a nice icing on the cake to go out on something like that.
Is that second IU East game where you guys really had it, there were some officiating mistakes and they made a run, was that one game that you just had you had it and that was the one regret from the season maybe?
Yeah, I think that game and losing at Brescia was tough. Early in the year when we lost in overtime, that game kind of haunts us a little, and that was rough. But at IU East, it was like we had it. We were up 10. It was right there in our hand, and we just let it slip away. A couple calls here and there, but we should have closed the deal better. And that's how it's going to be on the road. So we need to know that, since every game's going to be on the road from here on out.
You had that win streak, and then since then you've kind of been win-loss, win-loss. Are you afraid that, you know, even if you win the first game, it'll be tough to find consistency, or do you think, you know, I think you talked about it a little bit, you're starting to gel together a little more. Do you think right now is a good time for you guys?
Yeah, I do, and the coaches have been getting on me to be more aggressive, and that's why I try to be more aggressive on Saturday, because it's go time now, basically. If I don't be aggressive and I keep passing shots or something, then it could mess up the flow of our offense, and at this point we really can't wait around for that. So I think with everyone coming together and everyone trying to be aggressive and playing D, it could be good, hopefully.
And last one, we're going to turn to the counterparts. What do you think the Point Park women's basketball team can do in their tournament?
I'm telling you, I think they could do good. I always said I really never watched girls basketball until like I got here and they would play before us. And I actually like watching their team play. I really do. They have everyone like knows their role. They play great defense, team basketball. I really do like watching them play. And I think they could go far again. I expect them to go to the national tournament.
Absolutely. That was Jimmy Taylor. We'll cut it a little short. We'll just remember that for those of you who follow, that the Point Park men will play Cincinnati Christian. Time was moved to 2 p.m. Should the guys win that, they'll be off to Indiana, IU Southeast, I believe, as well. And the women, if they beat Carlo on Saturday, they will do the exact same. Semifinals are Monday, and finals are on Tuesday. National tournament berth on the line. Hopefully, good luck to both teams. And again, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me again. My pleasure.
That was A to Z Sports for this week. Next week, we may have a live phone-in for me if I'm in Indiana. We'll have to see should that come down the line. Maybe if the men make it as far, maybe Jimmy will do a phoner of me and him and Andrew here in the studio. Hopefully that works, but hopefully, knock on wood, both teams get that far, and hopefully both teams can bring home a trip to Sioux City, Iowa.
Absolutely. All right.
But that's it for this A to Z Sports, the 65th installment of A to Z Sports, and like all great ones, number 66 is up next, followed by number 67 and number 68. But for Colson Cooper doing the camera, and a great job with camera work today, Andrew Goldstein, this is Zachary Weiss signing off for now. You're listening to WPPJ 670 AM.